I started through the Northern Rocky Mountains, beautiful places, but very hard for myself and the ponies to get through. Some days I'd be out there for 8, 10 days by myself without speaking to another human being. And loneliness is tough, but it teaches you a lot. First day, I would talk to the horses. They never got back to me. Second day, I'd sing. I hate my voice. In 10 minutes, I'd be over it. The third day, I would have an internal conversation with myself. Self-knowledge. We're so busy. It's Christmas, then it's Christmas again. It's emails and WhatsApp and social media. We hardly have time to connect with ourselves, to have a conversation with ourselves, which is tough. Sometimes you get hard answers. But I am who I am today thanks to these moments. I had an X on my map to get to Brazil. If I didn't have that X, I'd still be doing loops around Calgary. Our lives are the same way. What's your X? What's your X? Where do you want to get in 5, 10 years? You're only going to find out when you are able to speak to yourself. And these guys were my team. They were my family. We were a herd. They're an extension of my body. Literally, my children. I had to keep them safe. They had to keep me safe. I had to find them water, shelter. We relied on each other. We were so attuned. And that's one of the most beautiful parts about what I'd done. I slept next to them. I ate next to them. I woke up next to them. But they weren't my only family out there. The kindness of humanity is unbelievable. Every 20 miles, I had to knock on someone's door and ask for help. 17,000 miles, no one ever said no to me. This was a family in Guatemala that lived in a shack the size of a garage for us here in North America. And here I come with all these things, right? My cell phone, 2 cameras, GoPros, the saddle, the pack saddle, and sometimes we use that to measure wealth. But when you hang out with people like this who have very little things, but an abundance of love, you realize what wealth really is. And they saw how poor I was going into their home, and this family butchered the only chicken they had that they were saving for Christmas to feed me that night. That solidarity, that love that I encountered in the Americas, the people are good. The people were good. 1,000 people rode with me in Mexico one day. Some days 7, some days 10, one day 1,000 people. I became Forrest Gump on a horse. But that's it, I'm done. You guys continue. Look at this, it's insane. This doesn't happen to someone who doesn't take the first step. They said they were going to kill me in Mexico, everyone. When I got to the southern part of the United States, they're like, just loop around, go back to Canada. Like, this is 2012. Filipe Calderón, the president at the time, had waged war against the drug lords. There were people waking up. I would be riding through towns. I'd wake up. There were people beheaded, people with no arms. But they showered me with love. But it wasn't just a bed of roses. In Central America, shit got real. Ooh. You guys are the best. I wish every audience was like this. I'd stay in the home of drug lords. Kids as young as 9 years old packing heat, AK-47s. I saw 2 people shot dead. I witnessed a man trying to kill his wife with 5 gunshots in the home I was staying at. Why am I telling you this? Because your journey, your dream, your life is not a Disney movie. At some point, it will turn into a nightmare. But are you going to quit? Or are you going to saddle up and keep going? Are you going to quit? No! Are you going to quit? No! After 7 pairs of boots, more than 300 horseshoes, and 803 days sleeping in that stinky tent on top of the saddle pads, I made it to the largest rodeo in Brazil. This was such a huge moment of deja vu for me. I felt like I had lived this, and I had, in my heart and in my mind. In the moments that the bullets were flying around me, in the moments I was in deserts with no food, when horses were hurt, I would take myself right here. I lived it inside of me. And when you do that, the universe conspires in your favor, and one day you will really live it. So feel your dream. Breathe it. Be there in the moment, and one day you will get there. It was like my spirit is outside of my body, and then these guys took me to meet my statue. I'm 27 years old. I'm looking up. I'm like, what? This is crazy. And then there's a little kid there because they could meet me. There was a stand to meet Felipe, the horses. The statue's like, he was looking up at me, the statue. He's like, man, is that you on top of the horse? I'm like, isn't that crazy? He's like, I thought they just made statues of dead people. I was like, are you the little boy from the Sixth Sense? I'm like, am I dead? We all have a purpose on this earth, every single one of us. And our purpose is like a beautiful work of art. And if you don't create that art while you're here, it will die with you. There was a woman in Mexico that told me the most beautiful thing ever. She said, in my village, we believe that you die twice. Once when you go to the next realm, and the second time is the last time someone says your name. When you live with purpose, when you build a legacy, you will never die. Thank you so much. Yoo-hoo! Thank you so much. Let's go.